Revoice Podcast Network. The mic is ours.
Welcome back to Bad Attitude, the podcast where we dive into the creative prowess of local VCU artists. On today's special episode, we're sitting down with Channel 410, your local hit or misinformation media group. Today, we'll be chatting with Rhoda Brant, who hosts a show titled Newsflash on Channel 410. Rhoda, thanks so much for joining me.
Of course. And to everyone watching, Privet Godzilla. Oh, for the linguists that don't know, that was Russian for hello, how are you?
Appreciate it. So formal. And how would you say you describe your co-star Stuart? We just interviewed Stuart. How would you describe him in 3 words?
Woke, left, spy.
Spy. Okay. And when you think about your time as a reporter, what would you say was the start of your villain origin story?
One day before a shoot, I did walk in on Stuart in my dressing room, wig on and using my lip gloss. It's Fenty, very expensive. And I knew since that day, I just have to destroy him, whether it's on camera, off camera, his confidence, his car. Yeah.
It's absolute. It will happen.
Oh, and it's hot. There's sugar in his tank. He's not leaving, so he may be ready for another interview after this.
All right. Well, he'll have to stay tuned. What do you like to do to waste your time?
That's a great question. Yeah, I hate working. I hate being productive. Hate doing everything. So to waste my time, I just photosynthesize in my backyard.
Okay.
I have a nice chair for it, and I just let the sun provide me all the energy I need.
Now, from the few videos I've seen of your show, Newsflash, when you whip your hair, does it naturally make a whip sound effect?
Yeah.
It does. How did you learn how to do that?
Just my aura.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born with it. Some people have the gift, some people don't, like Stuart, so it's just the luck of the draw.
Yeah, of course. If you, Rhoda Brant, died today, what would you say would be your biggest regret?
My biggest regret would be not taking Camila Cabello's spot in Fifth Harmony when it was offered to me. Yeah, I just didn't think I was meant to be in a group. I thought I'd be a better solo artist, but then I gave up singing altogether, and I don't know. I could have saved the world from Camila Cabello if I locked in, so.
And what would you say it's been like being a part of Channel 410 as a reporter, working with, producers, editors, writers, and, bosses?
It's been a great experience. I don't always see eye to eye with the bosses, but that's okay because I get final say because what are we going to do without me? We're not going to have a show. The producers are chill. We get along fine, go out every day after a shoot. The only problem on staff I have would be with the greedy, sneaky interns I have that want my job because they're a little jealous, but once they're in the industry long enough, they'll learn not to cross me.
Yeah, they'll learn not to mess with you, for sure. When you've worked on your show Newsflash, have you had any weird fan interactions from being on that show, just out in public?
All the time. Most recently, I actually was eating out at a local restaurant, Nate's Bagels, and
Really?
as I love that place, and as I took a bite out of my bagel, a fan came up and said, "Is this yours?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just ate it." They grabbed it and took a bite right after me so they could absorb my aura. I was flattered.
Wait, what type of bagel was it?
Oh, it was the New Ginny.
The New Virginia bagel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course.
It's a solid choice. Yeah, that's kind of scary. You just want to enjoy your bagel.
Yeah, it was scary. After I kicked him to the curb physically, I ate the rest of it because it was really good.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Yeah. What else are you gonna do? What would you say? What would you say has been the most embarrassing moment for you on air as a Rhoda Brant?
Hmm, that's kind of hard. I don't really feel like embarrassment as an emotion like regular people because I'm just a little better. Um, but I could say like one time I had lip gloss on my teeth and no one told me. That was more embarrassing for them because everyone on crew that day got fired. So, but what can you do?
Mm-hmm. Of course. Now I asked Stuart this earlier. Do you have an unhinged hot take that everyone needs to hear?
Yes, my unhinged hot take is I'm gonna say number one, I did not enjoy The Godfather. It insists upon itself.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, um, I'm a Beatles fan, and my favorite Beatle is George Harrison. He's the best one. I think Paul McCartney is a flop, and John Lennon is a hater who's 6 feet under, and Ringo Starr is Ringo Starr. And number three, I think Rodney the Ram is a good mascot. He's a cutie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, backing up to some of those, I agree. I would say, I'm a George guy for the Beatles, feel like John and Paul get all the praise, but George was doing his own thing for a long time, and then you also The Godfather. I agree with I feel like it just insists upon itself, and it's like such a staple. All the second one's the best, but like don't check out the third one. They say you don't need to, but
Well, that's actually the best one. That's why
Okay.
they hide it from you.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Now, Rhoda, what would you say is your favorite music to listen to?
Great question. I'm gonna go with Slipknot, Korn, and Metallica.
Okay, so we're going kind of like polar opposites to Stuart's music, you'd say.
Yeah, very, very different tastes, me and him.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. I find that very interesting. Now, what would you say makes you feel nostalgic with your time at Channel 410?
When I see the interns walking around, it reminds me when I was in their shoes and I just did way better than them. It just takes me back to a time when I was just so young, full of energy. I still am, but I was just a couple days younger. And yeah, I don't know. It just takes me back.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And what does it mean to be a part of Channel 410 for you as a reporter?
It means everything to me. Just reporting the facts, the news, interviewing so many new people from all over, whether it's North Carolina, Lowe's, Colt. It's just fun getting that news out there, and I get to do a little positive spin on some of the sad stories we get, and I don't know, it's nice to know people are spending their afternoons watching me on their screen, as they should.
Exactly. And Channel 410 is kind of just started its its time. But what would you say Channel 410 has for the future? What's it gonna hold on to?
I think in the future, Channel 410 will revolutionize news as we know it. As we know, the revolution will be televised, and that would be produced by Channel 410.
Of course, yeah. And where can we follow Channel 410 on social media?
You can follow Channel 410 on Instagram and TikTok, and when you look through who that account follows, you'll find mine Instagram, and you can go ahead and give it a follow too.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And also, with your time as a reporter, it's kind of a mean industry. There's a lot of personalities. No offense, but do you have any enemies or nemesis you would say with your time as a reporter in the industry?
I actually get that question a lot. And usually when people say, oh, like, the industry is so mean, I just say, well, I'm meaner and I'm better. All my enemies have suddenly disappeared.
Really?
No comment without my lawyer on that. But I don't really have any left on the face of the earth. So I guess I'm chill on the top. It's a little lonely, but I like it.
It's either your way or the highway.
Exactly.
Okay, for sure. And do you say would you say you have a catchphrase or like a nickname you like to go by?
Yeah, I like it when people call me Big Rhoda, so they know I'm the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta end everything with "I'll see you in a flash" because I'm just that fast and quick-witted. It's great.
Of course. And we'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and ask you this last one. What keeps you up at night?
The war that I fought in.
That you fought in?
I'm a veteran.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. We won't get too into it then.
Great. Don't ask me which side either. No comment.
No side. Okay. No comment. What would you say is interesting about, reporting in the city of Richmond, here in Richmond? You got VCU here, but also, it's a city around it. It's not just the school. What do you think is interesting about that?
What I love about Richmond is even when I get off campus into like downtown or anywhere, I can't really tell that I've left campus just because everyone kind of has the same vibe and it's nice. I've met so many blue-haired individuals, so many septum havers, and I'm just like, wow, there's so many new fashion choices out here that I wouldn't know if I didn't have the honor of doing this job.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Yeah, I feel like you see a lot of stuff in Richmond. And what would you say about VCU's media production program?
I think VCU's media production program is, if not one of the most valuable programs they have at the university. I think the way it brings together people on projects and so many opportunities given within the classroom and out. I think it's one of the few majors that kind of prepares its students for what the actual workforce is going to be like and some actual skills that they can apply to their jobs.
Yeah, of course. And Rhoda, Brant, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In heaven.
In heaven. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really plan on getting old. I haven't worked out the logistics of that yet, but I know I'm going up, so.
You're up then.
Yeah.
You're up. All right. Well, thank you so much, Rhoda, for joining. We really appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks again.
Of course. Spokoni noci. For those that don't know, that's good night in Russian. Or gute Nacht. That's good night in German. Or that's good night in ASL.
Wow. You tell them. You tell them. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you so much for watching Bad Attitude, the podcast where we dive into the creative prowess of local VCU artists. I'm your host and sound editor, Brett Coleman. Abby DeCandia is our producer and director of photography. Aaliyah Sampson is our producer and behind the scenes, alongside Carly Mullins as producer and behind the scenes. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good one.